Hey everyone, Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. Now we are in an international break, so there is time to breathe and let some of the dust settle that we've seen so far this season. Really evaluate where Norwich City lie in the table, where we're at as a football club and what needs to be done to improve our current position. Ben Knapper is now in post. He is the new sporting director for the football club. He started on Monday. That period of kind of transition was scrapped. Stuart Webber is gone. Ben Knapper joined the club earlier than first thought. I think originally he was supposed to join towards the end of November. Actually, he came in around mid-November. So he's in post and he has time to look at things and really wonder what he needs to change, keep the same, to essentially get Norwich where we set out to be, and that was in the top six. That was the expectation set by the board at the start of this season. It was being said publicly by Zoe Webber in programme notes in recent weeks. Norwich City are aiming to be in the top six of this division, and at the moment we are well short of that. Now, we had Connor Southwell on the podcast on Monday, and I went into that podcast thinking, there may be a situation here where we're recording this and David Wagner gets sacked. Connor put me at ease and said, look, that's not going to happen. He doesn't even think that David Wagner is going to be sacked prior to the next game we have, and that's QPR in kind of a week and a half's time at Carrow Road. And I was thinking, surely, 2 wins in 11 at this stage in the season. It was 2 wins in 11 at the back end of last season. That form isn't good enough to sustain a position of real authority at the football club. Apparently so. Neil Adams said in a fan forum in Great Yarmouth on Monday evening that he sees a lot in David Wagner that he likes, and he thinks that he's the man to kind of there's still more to come from him. And I was thinking, okay, so they are probably going to keep hold of him. And then Ben Knapper comes out in the week with his first piece of kind of media for the football club, and says that he's had some really promising conversations with David. He thinks that good things can come under him, and the sentiment was that David Wagner will be the manager, the head coach, for the time being. So plenty to kind of deconstruct from that, I guess. I'm just getting kind of horrible flashbacks of last season, where there was an opportunity, and an even longer opportunity with the World Cup, to sack Dean Smith. We knew that things weren't improving. We knew that things weren't moving in the right direction. You had 3 weeks where you had the opportunity to bring someone in and bed in a philosophy and an ideology. Actually, we didn't. We got past the World Cup break. As everyone expected, nothing improved. We then brought in David Wagner, no kind of transition time. The rest is history there. You've got an opportunity this time round where you feel as if nothing's improving. The form has been terrible. I know you've got that 3-2 against Cardiff to kind of cling on to with hope. But even in that game, I'd say for 60 minutes of it, we were fairly poor and off the pace. And, just looking at team selections, particularly that defensive line, it felt like he's just desperately trying to kind of find some form of process that works. And we still haven't really found that. So it looks like Wagner will remain in post. I don't agree with that decision. I think it's time for change, and I'm not saying that that is the golden bullet, the thing that will fix everything here, because there are more issues, and sacking and rehiring of a head coach isn't necessarily going to fix all of those issues, but I do believe that it would help somewhat. In terms of the Knapper interview, I don't think there was too much juicy stuff in there. What I would just say, and I think it's important to say, we are very lucky at Norwich City that we have such a broad and diverse media landscape covering the football club. You've got the BBC Radio Norfolk guys, you've got the Pink 'Un, you've got a whole host of blogs and fan kind of sites and TNC. You did have The Athletic covering us as well. I mean, you look at some clubs like Huddersfield and Plymouth, they've got one kind of reporter trying their absolute hardest to get a page at the back of their local, newspaper, and a few kind of web editions, web pages. At Norwich, we've got lots of journalists, really, respected journalists covering this football club. And on the first interview that Ben Knapper does, none of those are invited. I believe that they will meet Ben Knapper and they will have a kind of coffee with him, very much an off-the-record conversation. It just feels like a perfect opportunity for Knapper to come in, and I think a lot of this will be out of his control, so I'm certainly not blaming him. For a new sporting director to come in to build some bridges back with local press that have been burnt under the previous regime, and also be held to account. Like the line of questioning from the club is going to be fluffy at the best of times, and they're doing their jobs, and I think the output from media at the football club is very good, very polished. The video stuff's brilliant, the behind the scenes. I'm certainly not critiquing the way that Norwich do their content, but what a great opportunity to put the new sporting director in front of the media. Look, that may well happen in coming weeks, but it was disappointing for me not to see that on the first instance. Lots of chat around kind of Knapper's past, and look, he comes with a pretty impressive CV for his age. He's had 14 years at Arsenal in kind of performance analysis, player development, etc. And he will be overseeing all of this, everything football related. Ben Knapper will be overseeing at Norwich City. I think that the thing that he kept referring to was his love and the importance that he puts on data. And I think that will be the thing that really impressed the Atanasio Group, who are coming in at Norwich City as joint majority shareholders and will be looking to grow that going forwards. We know how much they care about data and how much emphasis they put on it, particularly with their work with the Milwaukee Brewers. I think when they would have heard that and seen the impact that Knapper has had on Arsenal and the roles he's held there and the implementation of that data, I think that would have been a big tick in the box. And that seems to be the way that Norwich want to progress. They need to find an edge. They had it under, the early years of Webber and Farker in terms of recruitment, and naturally you've got to evolve and find new edges all the while. And I think we've lost that. We're in a muddle of, we don't have an edge in terms of in the recruitment market and on the pitch as well, and we don't have the financial power that you can just kind of bulldoze your way through and make mistakes and have a limitless pot and a kind of an unlimited pot of cash where you can simply make mistakes and it not really matter. Norwich don't have either, and what happens then is mediocrity and possibly worse than that. So look, time will tell with Knapper. I think the difficult thing for him is whatever decision he makes, whether it be keep Wagner or let go of Wagner, that will be the early kind of judgment of Knapper. And that may go very well, that may go poorly, but he's been thrown in the deep end here and he has work to do. My outcome is, I think we've got a guy here that's clearly shrewd and has had an impressive career. His malleability maybe worries me slightly. I think in a room with those above him, he might be a bit of a yes man. But we'll see, and time will tell. And I'm certainly not going to be judging him early doors. I think we'll let his decision making be the defining factor here. And his decision to seemingly keep hold of David Wagner in this moment does worry me. Because I think we will be in a situation in 6 weeks' time where we've won a couple, probably lost more than we've won, and gone, that was the chance to sack him and bring in someone else. But we shall see. Ben Knapper's done his first bit of press with the football club. Let me know what you think. And also, do you feel optimistic for the rest of this season with a bit of fresh impetus at board level, or are you still feeling slightly down about things? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'm really looking forward to hearing them. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.